Man, it has been a while since I played this game. Do I even remember how to play? But how is everyone doing today on this wonderful Thursday evening? Hope you all having a wonderful day. I actually had a pretty decent day today. Like, got like my first like big day of the holiday peak season as it delivered driver this year, and quite honestly, not too much different as far as when I got done the past couple of days. So that's actually a good start. But yeah, let's go ahead and get things started. If you ever have problems with brigands, monsters, or the struggles of everyday life, I am the mercenary for the job. I am Zenny, mercenary VTuber for hire, and I am now sporting the red bandana. Yes, yesterday was green, today was red. So we're getting into the Christmas spirit, but yeah. But yes, I am the Zenny Mercenary VTuber for hire at your service. Hope y'all having a wonderful day. Hope y'all enjoy today's stream. And today we continue our playthrough of Tales of Arise, and it had been a couple of weeks since we had last played this, because last week we had Thanksgiving Day, and I took the day off for that. So it has been a little bit, but I will say, kind of the effects of what ended up happening last week are still kind of in my head a little bit. Because an interesting little thing happened as far as sort of like we thought we were going to go to Rena, but we found out that Rena is not all that had been built up to be. In fact, it's not even like a full planet. It's kind of like a hollowed out sort of like shell that is sort of harboring this sort of large flower that is sucking up the astral energy. But yeah, it's a little thing. But we ended up encountering this sort of like this 35 guy who's a part of this mysterious race that is sort of been working behind the scenes, but apparently he's not really affiliated with them much of anymore, and he kind of sort of revealed a lot of sort of like some of like the world shattering truths, like the but yeah, that is basically how things went the last time we played this particular game. But yeah, we'll have to see how things go now that we have this information, and see where that's going to lead us. Are we actually going to go to Rena, or is there other stuff or is there another place that we need to go in order to sort of halt the process of our astral energy being sucked up by this flower thing? We'll have to see. But yeah, I will say, as far as like with what I ended up dealing with work today, it was a really heavy day, but thankfully, a lot of the stops that I had were sort of like very concentrated and just pretty much all within sort of like the city limits of like the area that I cover for my route. So that helped a lot, and that is sort of like factored a lot into as far as like being able to sort of like get done when I did. So one challenge down. We'll probably have to see how many more challenges I end up having to face for the rest of the next couple of weeks. But yeah, that is pretty much the update on how things are going for me. But how are things going for you guys? And I would like to know that as I go ahead and let's go ahead and get ready for tonight's video, I'll go ahead and start setting up and let me know how things are going for you guys. Alright, let's just go ahead and start setting up. Alrighty. Alright, and one thing that will actually be a nice little thing that from what ended up happening yesterday is that now I don't have to be constantly switching discs on my PS4. Was having to do that going between Kingdom Hearts 3 and Persona 3 Reload. So, doing fine. Glad to hear it, Anki. Glad to hear it. All right. Get a nice, good stretch in. Woo. All right, let's get right to it. All right. Yeah, let's see here. It seems to manage Havrak 35's condition. A lot of biosensor displayed. All right.
You can't seriously be buying anything that creature told us, right? I mean, it's practically blackmailing us into doing its dirty work.
To be honest, the conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I understood all of it. How about you, Dohalim? Were you able to follow it at all?
At the very least, everything it said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole chain of events comes back to astral energy. That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana, I suspect I would find its story much more difficult to believe.
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dana completely destroyed.
But why? Astral energy is supposed to be a force that creates and shapes the world.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if we're up against an entire world or what its game is. We're not going to let it destroy Dana.
Oh, that is
Right.
absolutely...
There is one other thing that concerns me. How the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough. But what about the Renans? How do they factor into all this?
Now that you mention it,
Yeah.
and all that talk, Hevric 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helganquil, we never did find out just what they are either.
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps there's even more going on. Maybe the others will shed more light on the matter.
Yeah, I was about to say there were
Let's find
others
out.
there were others that 35 wanted us to sort of ask around. So looks like we're check out some of the other areas. Mage. Yep. Oh.
Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a Renan?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Oh. That's an odd...
The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevrecht 35 when he mentioned that overseer.
Yeah.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant
Yeah,
Dana and Rena,
yeah, I was
do
gonna
you?
say that was definitely Patrick's side.
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
All right.
Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift, so I can talk until then.
Oh.
Please, tell us what you know about the Helganquil.
You mean the Overseer's species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
From Rena? Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
Excuse me?
Oh my goodness.
I thought the Overseer explained everything.
Apparently not.
Please, tell us more.
Well, in a nutshell,
Yeah.
the Renans were originally created from Danans by the Helganquil.
Yep, there's the hook. There was never
But if that's true,
separate. Yeah.
then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
There aren't, but there are Helganquil. That's what the name literally means in their language, people of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquil are on the verge of extinction, yes? In essence, we were created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die. They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there. That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans that the Helganquil kidnapped?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use Astro Arts on Dana now.
Pretty much.
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries. They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and...
Enough! You needn't tell us anymore.
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
I guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance. If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then so be it. Anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see. Thanks for filling us in.
Does he really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all, some new revelation smacks us in the face.
Then let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.
Considering that this is a Tales game, it's probably going to be preparing for its endgame. No, that's not. Appears to maintain constant monitoring to ensure nothing approaches Tech Fizzle. Let's talk to you.
Have you guys lived up here in Dag Fazel with Hevrek 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegis from the outside.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for Hevrek 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
The Helganquil have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans. As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, the type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means. In addition, they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected. It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine that's how Lenegis is still run.
But aren't the Helganquil themselves
Yeah,
controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the same way?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquil, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
You act like this didn't affect you personally. If I was you, I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Hevrek 35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright. After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay here and watch everything unfold instead.
Okay.
Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further. That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
Thank you for answering our questions.
All right. That pretty much sort of like confirms quite a bit of what we already know, but all right. All right, Mr. Patrick Seitz.
Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner. However,
Yeah.
the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans in Helganquil that day.
Oh.
For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana, and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contests began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps. A new Sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work. Its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Hevric 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes. And yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
Pretty much, yeah.
It feels like our whole world has been turned upside down. Is there anything we know that's still true at this point?
Seriously, I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helganquil, let alone the Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves.
Yeah.
I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but I think it's fair to say that we've found the answers we've been looking for. Does everyone agree?
Agreed. Though I'll admit that I never expected it to all boil down to Rena's great spirit being behind everything.
Everything that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get
Yes,
that
it has.
energy, the Great Spirit took control of the Helganquil. Then the Helganquil created the Renans, who went on to invade and rule over the Danans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well is likely because they were originally Danans all along.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much, even. We should probably take it easy and rest our minds a bit. Why don't we all take some time to think things over, before we decide on our next move?
That's a good idea, Kisara.
Alright.
If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big fight ahead of us. Because it's not just Dana on the line, but Rena too. If we're going to do this, we need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay. You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds too.
Sounds good. Let's go find them.
Alright. Party disbanded.
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot.
Oh, finding one's footing.
Everything we thought we knew. It was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, no, that the Helganquil made up.
Right. Assuming we can believe anything that Hevric 35 has told us, that is.
Well, if the names are anything to go by, it's possible the Helganquil could be behind the fruits of Helgen too.
But if Hevric 35 was
Yeah,
telling the
that
truth,
does.
and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. I think it just means we've lost our foothold for now. That's all.
Really? Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another. All of us together. And if we can't find one, then we'll make a new one. End of story.
Make one, huh? I see. Right then. Count me in.
Alright. Oh, and more people to... Oh. Hey, happy bottles.
it's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like he was taking it really hard earlier.
What do you think about everything we've learned? About the Renans, and the Great Spirit, and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own. But if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As for the Renans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
Coexistence between Danans and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So, to be told that they're like us, that they're actually just like us is, well, I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helganquil and the Great Spirit are the ones who are responsible. But at the same time, I realize that not every Danan is necessarily going to believe that either.
Yeah.
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Danans have against the Renans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
Even just among the Danans, I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Yeah.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain, in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, first we need to make sure our planet isn't going to get wiped out.
Absolutely. And hello, Gaussian. You don't need to give me updates. I do have the game sort of like showing on the side here. So, oh, sucks to win it all.
You both seem awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell? That whole talk about the Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Danan mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is. But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Danans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dana anymore, right?
Yeah.
I know it's not as simple as all that, but Danans probably won't be so quick to let their guards down. And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah. I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Danan and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Rinwell.
That great spirit worries me too, though. Dana's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will trying to destroy our entire planet?
Now that you mention it, Everett 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe. But regardless, at the end of the day, Dan is still our home. There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
We won't. We'll keep it safe no matter what.
Alright. Now, over to Law and Dohalim. Let's talk with Law first.
I still can't believe it, man.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
It was really that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad, and running away from the truth. That was no way to live, and I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons, but I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do, or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
In other words, if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about. All I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me, to fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know you're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
Actually, one thing I will say is like sort of like thinking back to previous Tales of Arise games, and right before tonight, where we got that sort of revelation about the fact that the quote-unquote run-ins are not actually run-ins. The true run-ins are the Helganquil, and that the run-ins were just those that were selected from the Danins. It's like thinking back, I was noticing that there really wasn't other than sort of like the astral arts thing, there was really not much of any difference between the Renans and the Danans, so that could have been that could have been a good sign for me to sort of like realize that maybe that's actually the thing that's going on.
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one. I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
Well, to say the least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned for myself. What concerns me is all of the other Renans out there.
When you say the other Renans, you mean the ones that are living on Lenegis or Dana, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dana, our problems will still remain. Putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in, if we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis, or come down to Dana, huh? And right now, Lenegis might not even be a safe option.
And at the same time, Danans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms. If the issue is forced, things could turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred to overcome between us. And the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Renans. Our own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still, even now, there remain ardent dissidents.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lenegis, after this is all over?
Indeed. I have fully accepted the burden of that responsibility. In that regard, I remain determined. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
Oh? What is it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator so that the Renans can live on Dana peaceably. As the one and only Blazing Sword, I suspect the Danans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
And I take it that you'll be the one to represent the Renans?
Yes. I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you. However, the fact of the matter is that it will take time for Renans to re-enter Danan society without any bloodshed. That is why.
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
Is it too much?
No, relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
You're too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen, will you help me?
You don't even need to ask. Of course I will.
Thank you, my friend.
All right.
Well, it sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using it to create a better future for everyone.
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin of the Renans?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal sense, but I've never really felt like one of them. Right now, it's kind of a mystery.
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not if or when, but how. I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dana. I mean, how could I have? It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helganquil's part in all this, it's been even longer than that.
Yeah.
It was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it, before it was too late. How it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call, is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me, a Danan, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own people, too. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just so they could go back to hurting each other. Maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering. She said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there with you, Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in, and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live, and that's the honest truth.
Alright. Well, our group seems to be undeterred. Oh, and...
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dan is still in danger.
yeah.
I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena.
That is a really weird thing.
And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
Oh?
We don't know anything for certain.
That
At the
might
very
be.
least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
That could be, yeah.
While the main body resides in Rena.
Shion.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
And we only know about the Thorns connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the Great Astral Spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
All right.
Our minds are made up.
All right.
So if the Sovereign
Whole lot
and
of
Maiden
talking.
were originally boot-up programs for Lenegus, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renaissance stolen, Lenegus is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for, then you're discarded like you're nothing? Who the hell do they think they are?
More importantly, who do they think we are? We might not even factor into their list of concerns.
I just hope everyone on Lenegus is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lenegus is equipped with a large number of starships the people can escape in. As long as the whole satellite doesn't suddenly explode or something, they should be fine.
Wait, explode?
In any case,
I
if we're
was
truly
about to
going
say,
to make
like,
a difference, it's on Rena we're needed, not Lenegus. The people there will be fine. I'm sure of it.
Right.
There's a little bit of dark humor in me that would say the moment that Shion mentioned that just cuts to Lenegus just exploding just right then and there, just spontaneous combustion. Like, goodbye. All right. I guess we go back to the central level then. I know I've been like really quiet as far as stuff, but trying to absorb everything that's been sort of like going on. But
do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the great spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience, and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Rena's Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Rena's Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit, and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the Great Spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
What are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die, that we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
That's...
It is vital
Humans are
that
very
you
irrational.
proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegus in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
Yeah.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Wait. Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns can be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony. Considering that the Renis Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed, I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Oh?
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alphen.
Ooh. Got some backbone to
What
him.
you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegus.
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower then.
Pretty much.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Yeah, that's the
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Hevrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all. Fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Alright.
Man, is it too much to ask for Hevrek 35 to talk like a normal
Got a
person?
trophy of the truth. Alright, and we got another skit, so more talking. Yay.
Is the Renis Alma really our only hope against the Great Spirit? There has to be another way, right?
Shion's Fire Master Core was able to suppress astral energy to prevent it from gaining sentience, right? Couldn't we make use of that somehow?
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe. But with the amount of energy we're talking about here...
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy. If it has the capacity to manage that, it can do this, right?
Except after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later, remember? Let's not forget, it nearly killed you. Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could use the Master Core, your body wouldn't be able to take the strain of channeling that much energy.
Hevrect 35 didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details, so assuming it's even possible, the chances are slim to none.
You're probably right.
All right. All right. And what kind of information do you have for us? It'll take some time to completely repair your dark ship. I suggest that y'all get some rest in the interim. I'll roam around for a little bit. When you're ready, you guys can find me. Yeah, what is this place? Oh, it's just a viewing deck. Huh. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and get that rest in. We need to regen that 4 CP that we used to heal that one guy.
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Danans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Danans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and Danans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
That will always be the case. There's never...
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, That'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more? That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost. Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara.
All right, Doe.
I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
All right.
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle.
Yeah.
So I wanted to apologize while I can.
Apologize? For what?
I was being real stupid before. About whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I think I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
Huh?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral energy inside us,
Yeah. Maybe.
Hevrick 35 might know the answer. But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become. So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Aww.
Ah,
What a cute young couple.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will, well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
No, what were you
Well, it's
saying?
like,
Saying? I don't remember saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were
No,
thinking?
that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
Oh. Well. Oh, and...
You sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Shion?
Same as you, still trying to absorb everything.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana? All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do. Like Hevrick 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the blazing sword may not have the strength of the Renis Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything that
Listen,
we've...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Danans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second-guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Okay. But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I'm going to fight this until the very end. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Shion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
Maybe a vow?
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Yeah, the
Even once you could, though,
Yeah.
you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because Shion,
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Another good couple drawing closer to each other.
Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yeah, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Rena.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete.
All right.
Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Phasal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrect 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
Yep.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand.
It's all about the experience.
All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
All right. Time to get back to some action. Yes, now we take off.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
All right. Here we are, Rena. Heading towards our final encounter.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the hollowing.
Yep, that's it.
You mean
That was exactly what I was thinking of. Kind of like the effects of the fruit of Helgen. Yeah, completely. Not only is the planet visible, but all life on the planet is hollowed.
to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana. looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dan is going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there.
All right.
Let's take a look.
Destroyed remnants, Rena.
So this is Rena. This is...
All right.
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
No.
Nah, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, Law?
No, because I said I passed.
Galcian, once again, I do have the game over on the side here. I do have multiple monitors, so I am sort of tracking the progress. You don't need to provide updates.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something.
Oh, and another skit.
So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Rena's Alma using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, Shion's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength, it's that it's sentient too. And you can bet anything you like it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
Yeah, pretty much.
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit, that is.
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
We might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Rena's Alma, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up.
All right. And another man.
Question.
They're really trying to get
Let's
all
say,
the
knock on
skits
wood,
and
everything turns out
cutscenes
for the best.
going.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, do you really think everything will be that different?
A lot will have to change, that's for sure. The world will have to adjust to so much. My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
what do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renan rule. But if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true. Just as bad if the Danans started pressing their own.
Renans, Danans...
Well, they kind of
Astrolog
already
users,
were for 300
mages.
years.
The world is full of labels used to divide and separate people.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different as someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands. Not differences so much as characteristics.
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day...
There will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
Pretty much.
That's where we come in. We can set the example. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people. Where that's the norm rather than the exception.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody else? We can show them ourselves.
All right. And
I wonder what Hilganquil civilization was like at its zenith.
I can imagine that'd be something you'd take an interest in.
There's no question it must have been advanced, like none either world has ever seen. We could surely stand to learn a thing or two from such a people.
I get that you're itching to delve into its history, but we've got bigger fish to fry right now.
Put a pin in it, and you can do all the research you want when you retire.
I can think of worse things than a retirement dedicated to research. As for whether Rena is amenable to an aging specimen...
It's a little early to be giving it serious thought just yet.
A man can dream, though. A man can dream.
Oh, we didn't say there's anything wrong with dreaming.
In your case, Dohalim, dreams have a habit of spiraling into something else.
You'll need to stay with us for now, though. You're too helpful to let retire.
Why do I feel this is less of a compliment and more of an ultimatum?
Just a friendly suggestion.
Friendly dissent. Yeah. All right, there we go. Now it's gonna let us get started. All right. Time for some action. I'm guessing these will be important later. Yeah. All right.
Looks like we warped into that pit of astral energy.
Oh, another, wow, another skit.
Hey! Hey, I just realized something!
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize those ingredients were off.
What? No! I mean, wait, you fed us rotten food?
Rinwell, the point.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renans inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger. At least, I think that's the idea.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, why are they made so huge?
Huh.
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech wizardry inside takes up a lot of space.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helganquil?
Yeah, I was gonna say, the moment that she brought up the soldiers, yeah.
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now. And?
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed to allow Renans to work alongside the Helganquil?
Huh. But if that's true, what would that mean?
It would mean... just that, I guess. But still, don't you think it's kind of interesting?
Not hugely. Hey, Kisara, well, I've got you. What's on tonight's menu? Because I was thinking, maybe meat.
Get him, Hoodle.
What did I do?
Oh, now you want to listen. Keep pecking, Hoodle.
Ow! Seriously, what the hell?
And man, another skit.
You know, guys, when you think about it, we've taken out a lot of Zoogles.
I'm in
Like,
danger.
a whole lot.
Pretty much.
You can say that again. If one thing's for certain in this world, it's that wherever we go, we'll always end up bumping into them.
Isn't it weird that they're still so plentiful? You don't think the Renans have, like, a ranch where they breed them, do you?
Certainly in all of my years, I've never heard of them constructing such a massive facility on Dana, let alone up in Lenegus.
The only thing I can think of, then, is that the feral ones must be reproducing on their own.
There's also no organized effort on our part to hunt them down, so it's difficult to fully exterminate them.
Exterminate them? Whoa, don't you think that's maybe a little harsh?
What do you mean?
Zoogles originally used to be living creatures native to Dana and Rena, right? Being genetically modified isn't their fault.
You're right. Zoogles were only created because of us Renans. We altered the original creatures to suit our own ends.
First, people made Zoogles, and then we let them go. And now we're trying to kill them because they're a threat. They really have only seen the very worst, huh?
I hope we find a way to be able to live side by side with them one day.
It's a nice thought, but they attack towns and cities. What else are we supposed to do?
Aside from the strays that have gone wild, it's worth remembering that Renans are able to keep them somewhat under control.
If we had distinct territories that didn't overlap, that might reduce the danger they pose.
Well, I guess when you look at it that way, maybe people and Zeugles aren't so different after all.
All right. Just when I thought it was about to get into some action. Just been a lot of story. Oh, and now we start getting into some action.
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait, can you understand us?
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So they really are being controlled. In that case, we've got no choice.
I knew there was something off here!
They're not pulling punches. We have no choice but to beat them at their own game.
Oh.
Where are you going?
You're finished! Ignite!
Save you!
You're mine! It's over! Take this! Dragon Form! Ender Storm! Plasma Shock!
Let's keep up pressure! Here's a healing art! Hurricane Strike! You got an instant!
No further! It's on!
Here, let me help.
Shield and mace! Eater!
Illuminate the
Take
dark!
this!
Come
Ender
forward!
Storm!
Holy
I
Light!
have no limits!
Sorry.
Stay away from my friend! Explosive ring!
Anything in armor is all mine!
All right. And Rinwell's already down. Crud.
Here, let me help.
Thank you.
Careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
If it's in the sky, it's mine. Sometimes the best medicine. Here's a healing art. I never miss.
An astral art?
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
Will this mind if I do? Light up the dark. Permanent render. Healing circle.
Thank you.
To stop you dying?
You're mine! Ender Storm! Dragon Form! Try this!
Stop.
Here I come! It's over!
Their arts were interrupted. Magic is there. Do it, shield. Spring rope. Frozen. Hammer.
Another one busted us.
Now! You're mine!
All thanks to you.
You picked the wrong fight!
Do it. Get toasty.
Burn strike!
Will this help?
Now! No further! You're
Firmament
finished!
render.
Shield and
Thank you for all your help.
Please, don't mention it.
I'm glad to know someone
Kikara.
helping.
Frozen.
Hammer!
Firmament render.
Take this!
Ready and railing. I'll flash you. Mega render.
These are getting surprisingly easy to
Now.
boost strike.
Ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Illuminate
Now!
the dark.
You're mine!
I'm gone. Do it.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops!
Alphen,
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Danon slaves?
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be that much worse.
Yeah, I know. I hate for it to be like this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now, this whole mission is over. We have to stay the course.
Alright, another skit, huh?
I thought there'd be more dirt and rocks and stuff underneath the hollowed ocean, but it's all artificial.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind by the Helganquil, seeing as there's little actual land remaining.
It's incredible. Do you think it stretches all the way down to the center of the planet?
Hey, these guys built Lenegus, remember? They probably did this in a weekend.
If they had the power to create things like this, did they really only use those immense capabilities to serve the Great Spirit? Or rather, was that the only use the Great Spirit let them use their capabilities for?
Another skit, man.
We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
The true citizens of Rena. What a shame that they have become nothing more than puppets to the Great Spirit. To think of the promise their accomplishments once held. They had the potential to be great indeed.
Do you think we could have got along with them? You know, if we had met under different circumstances. Like
all of us, you mean? I suppose it's difficult to say for sure. We don't even know if they would see us as being on an equal level with them or not.
I think we may have had the chance once, before the Renan Great Spirit came along and changed everything.
You and Alphen both share an optimism. A strong willingness to believe in hope.
Do you think that's foolish?
On the contrary, I should like to take a leaf from your book myself. In tragedy's aftermath, hope is all we have.
Alright. Man, really loading it on with the skits and the story. Like, I
Just look at the
understand
size
trying
of
to
that thing.
sum up a lot of
The
stuff, but
Helganquil's
let's
technology
actually
certainly
get
is
into the
impressive.
gameplay.
And they don't seem to do things by halves either. In the past 300 years. No, even before that. Just how many people, Renan or Danon, do you think have ever seen this?
Regarding the past 3 centuries at least, I'd say there's a good chance that we're the first. Also, while I get that it's impressive and all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping at it at a time like this. Sometimes I wonder about your priorities.
I can understand where he's coming from. More to the point, does anyone know where it leads?
What do you mean where it leads? To the center of the planet, of course.
And that doesn't strike you as sounding just a little bit, oh, I don't know, far? There has to be a quicker way to get there, right?
Yeah. With all this technology at their fingertips, it seems pretty unlikely that they'd make that kind of journey on foot.
Yeah, pretty much.
There must be some kind of device somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can figure out how to use it.
Borrow one of their contraptions? You're either brave or out of your mind.
If it works for them, there's no reason it wouldn't for us. Why make things harder for ourselves?
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets an idea in his head, there's no talking him out of it.
Well, that's anime protagonist for you. Finally. Alright. Is there... Nope, nothing there. Okay. Get a grip gel. Nice.
Is this a dead end?
It appears this whole room functions as an elevator. That apparatus...
I wonder how the Renans avoided being mind-controlled like the Helganquil. Do you think it might have something to do with the fact that they were originally Danans?
I'd say it's likely, which is pretty ironic when you think about it.
Ironic?
The Renans have committed grave injustices against the Danans. But it was all of their own volition, not because they were being controlled. Now, it turns out they themselves were once Danans too.
Which must mean that the root of their evil isn't the Great Spirit, but something inherent in all of us.
Yeah.
Our free will.
Now hang on, though. It was that same free will that allowed Xion and Dohalim to choose to fight alongside us.
Everyone is capable
Without
of
it,
great evil
we
and
wouldn't
great
have been
good.
able to beat hatred and forge all those connections we've made. Free will is what saved us, right?
Law's entirely right. In any case, it certainly can't hurt to look on the bright side every now and then.
Yeah. Where there's hope, there's a way.
What'd he say?
He said, without a doubt.
All right. Well, we move on. Oh, and we're locked instantly with a
Where
fight.
did they come from?
Less worry, more action. Concentrate. If it's in the sky, it's mine.
It's over!
Airborne beast. My forte. Good shot.
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly. Nothing gets by me.
Here. Now. Astral energy. Full throttle.
A flawless victory.
Naturally.
In a bind? It's showtime!
Glacial fire. Tiger blade.
I'll smash you!
One at a time.
Look sharp. Take this.
Now. Go for it.
Yeah.
Vanquish darkness.
No escape!
Hurricane foot. Burning. Going in. Water. Here we go. Make it work.
Very well. Astral energy. Full throttle.
More signals?
Keep calm and take them down. This one's mine.
Try this!
Hurricane foot.
ring!
This one's mine.
You're mine! It's over!
It's in the sky. It's mine. Pieces.
You're mine!
Make it work.
Frozen.
Hammer.
Nicely done.
All thanks to you.
Burn! Enough!
Flaming meteor. Inferno thrusting.
In a bind?
This one's mine.
Here goes.
Dazzling spin.
Lunar corruption.
Make it rain.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
It's
Not in
over!
your dreams.
Showtime!
Azure Storm!
I'll crash you!
Here
This
goes.
one's all mine!
Make it rain.
Demon's descent.
Flashing fang!
Yeah, we're getting through a lot of these.
Burn it out!
This one's mine.
Here I come!
Inferno Cloud.
Lunar corruption.
Dragon
Going
Force!
in.
Lunar blast.
On guard.
Explosive ring!
That's it.
Lightning.
Hurricane
Downpour. Raging
You're mine.
storm.
Make it rain.
Frozen.
Hammer.
No!
Reinforcements incoming.
Not a problem. Now. Astral energy.
Say no more! Got it!
Well done.
I never miss. This one's far enough.
Here I come!
Thunderblade. Illuminate the dark.
Prepare to be sealed!
Holy glimmer. Holy ransom.
And
Take it.
Take this!
One more.
It's on! You're mine!
Vanquish darkness.
Blast the stuff!
Take
Oh,
that!
glacial
Spear. Pierce evil.
Here, let me
Divine Freeze Lancer.
Azure Storm!
I'll take you all on.
oh, and
Ha!
keeps going,
Flare the
going.
militia.
More?
Glacial spear.
I'll smash you!
Going in. Arch Freeze Lancer. Dance to the wind.
Make it rain.
Astral energy. Full throttle.
More?
Marksman handles it. Switch not on my watch. That'll bring you down.
Flame inside me. Cure. To be let free.
Dusty nails.
Dragon
Go
form.
in. Healing circles.
Try
I
this.
owe you one for that.
And just like that, I'm down.
Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone.
Yeah! Nice technique! Far enough!
Astral energy.
Out of ammo! Make it rain!
Astral energy. Full throttle.
The earth throbs in pain.
In the wind.
Here I come. Azure Storm. Dragon form.
This one's mine!
Explosive ring.
Oh,
Dragon form. Azure Storm. The flame inside me. Cure.
Appreciate the help! Look sharp!
Luna Rondo. Coming through. Ha! Now.
Scarlet Inferno!
Scarlet Inferno! More? My turn!
Hurricane.
I'm not
Hands
done!
in the wind. Air
Ah! We did it!
As impressive as always.
And here I hope they'll repeat it.
I think we can get through this.
You're even
Don't
better
let
than
up
ever.
until it's
I've
over.
never seen Sion act
Frozen.
Hammer!
Violent
Now!
Carve now through all.
That'll bring you down!
Mirage!
Switch off!
How many of these are gonna have to say?
Inferno cross. Don't mind if I do. Fire enough. Power of water. Searing flame. Reload.
In a bind?
May 1,000
It's
kills.
on.
Bring it
Now! Look! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Not a chance! Not today!
Searing flame.
Here goes!
Here I come.
At the very least, they're giving us a nice long fight section to.
Try this!
Here goes!
Explosive ring!
Raging storm. If it's in the sky, it's not.
Flaming meteor!
Do it. Astral energy. Full throttle.
Well, am I improving?
Tremendously! The speed and precision of your aim is simply unmatched.
All right.
I had no idea you were watching me so closely.
Even in such a harsh environment as this, there are still creatures here?
You think they're native to Rena? Or could they be Zoogle somehow?
Whatever they are, they're dangerous. Watch yourselves around them. You think that pit stretches all the way to Rena's core?
If that's true, and if we go down, we should
Yeah.
find the Great Spirit at the bottom.
We could get there even faster if we simply jump down instead.
You sound alarmingly serious when you say that.
Let's see if I can get around these guys. Oh, what do we got here? Oh boy. Of course, the big one is guarding that. I'm not gonna waste my time with that. That's gonna be wasted resources.
Guess I misread the landing.
These structures don't look like anything built by the Renans. Or
Alright.
even what we saw in the Forbidden Zone.
Perhaps this is the true architectural style of the Helganquil. Or perhaps the opposite, given their situation.
You mean like how some places favor building stuff with
Okay, so can
It's
I...
an interesting way of looking at
Ooh, I
it.
can get around them,
I'll
good.
have to inquire with Hevrek 35 about it sometime.
Oh. Yeah, enjoy this fight where most of the enemies are large monsters. Yep.
Those thorns.
I'm not letting them get in our way.
A holy cloak.
Hey, new equipment!
I believe that would be for Winwell. Ooh, nice. Okay, yeah. Yep, I figured as much.
You're mine! Here I come! I'll smash you! Here I come! Here's the roar! Dragon swarm! Careful! He has some kind of camouflage! Take this! Searing flame! Blades can't get out of this! Hurricane! You're mine! Arrow swarm! First aid! I need one for that! Down! You're off the ring! This one's mine! Let's keep up the pressure! Meteor storm!
Ooh.
Landed meteor!
Hey, Winwell.
Thank you for all your help.
Please, don't mention it.
I'm glad to know someone's got my back.
Denied! Radiant
Here I come!
Here comes
Armor won't save you!
Let me show you what my Thunder Veil shine! Here's the wind! Let's get you off the meteor!
Let's get. No.
Do you require a hand?
Alright!
In a bind?
Dragon swarm! Will this help?
I'm hurt bad.
Try this! Illuminate the
The flame inside me yearns to be lit
And just
free.
like that, I'm back in it. Start by holding the front line. No sooner said than done.
Look sharp! It's time to finish this!
Oh, come on, Xion.
Die! Consuming wildfire! Sight! You're mine!
You're mine!
Annihilation!
Dragon
Going
swarm!
in! Flame of air!
Try this! Explosive ring!
Spread! This one's mine!
Charge like that will easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop. They're also interrupted.
Falling storm!
You're mine! It's over!
Gonna have to save Kisara's reaction for that.
What? What the hell is going on?
Fall back, Alphen. We'll take point here.
Alright.
I'm ready
Sorry to impose on you like this.
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Malika! Going in.
Just what the doctor wants. Don't mind if I do. Blood assault. Healing circle. I'll fix you up. Won't take care of it.
There we go.
You'll pay for that! Eat dirt!
And Winwell's down.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Time to let it rip!
Light astrology.
Dragon swarm!
Going in. I'll fix you up.
Shattering the pieces! Attack time!
Can't be squirrel. Here's a healing
An
bottle.
outstanding
Armor won't save you!
Crazy cascade.
This one's mine.
Take this!
Lunar corruption.
An astral
That's like you. Going in.
No, shut him down!
More for the switch to offense.
Alright.
Not done!
Healing going in. What would I do now?
Thanks, Xion.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry.
This one's
I'll do
mine.
better.
One more time for this. Annihilation. Mega ray. Gemini off.
You're mine! Dragon swarm!
It's time to finish this.
Ah, Xion with another Mystic Art.
Consuming wildfire. I'm going to need to use all
You're mine!
of my healing
Dragon
arts.
swarm!
Inferno crossing.
Try this!
Thunder field.
Explosive ring!
Here's the crazy ray.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
Alright.
I feel the power flowing through me.
You'll be able to...
Alright. This time, yeah, I'm gonna have to utilize a pineapple, but
help even more people now.
Yeah, Yeah, I guess.
Oh, did I?
They will.
I think I missed a. Oh well. All right. Let's see how much we can skip. Ooh, I see a chest over here. And nothing protecting it. Ooh, heavy treat. Good. Can I... Okay, yeah, okay. We're forced to fight them.
I had a bad feeling about this.
Armor won't save you! Hurricane water! You got the wrong fight!
Annihilate here! Let me kill you! Flame of fury! Not in your dreams! Burning Here's evil! Illuminate the dark! Ready to go!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
You're mine!
Storm denied!
You're finished!
Take this!
I owe you one.
Azure Storm! That's it!
Vanquish darkness!
Try this.
Radiant! Come on here!
Guess I had to use it sometime.
I'll heal you all! Straight! Crescent moon! Healing circle!
Azure
Now!
Be careful not to...
This ends now!
Consider yourself
Flaming
finished.
There you go, Alvin!
It's time to end this battle.
I'm right beside you!
Azure Storm!
By the Tiger Blade!
Try this.
This one's mine!
Explosive ring.
Meteor storm! Dance with the wind!
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
Oh, violent
Azure
guardian
Storm.
wind!
Ah.
Take this.
Keep mine! Rise and shine! Get on here! I'm never
Can't move.
Don't give up! Get toasty!
And...
Burn strike!
I think...
I can...
Yeah, Alpha and, okay. We recover all that. Hey, Glenn, how's it going? Glad to see you here.
feel my precision improving.
Nothing over here. All right. Okay. How you doing tonight, Glenn? And what's in here? Lucky bangle.
The design of this equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen.
Can we... it's gonna force us to go against this one as well. Yeah, final dungeon. Yep, it.
Take this! I'll smash you! In a bind?
Time to cross blade.
Hear my call!
Piercing roar!
Dragon form. Try this.
Arch steel!
Flaming meteor!
Hear my call!
Hurricane foot!
This one's mine!
You're finished.
Alright, I need to get some healing onto Kisara. Yeah, that should be good.
I'm ready to deal! You're on! Going in! Annihilation! Do not! Now. Try this! I can carve through armor! You can't get out of this! Going in! Here, let me have this! The best thing! Freezing meteor! I'm not done! That'll bring you down!
Everyone, get back!
Charging
Too
us!
dangerous!
That's what my shield is for! Get behind me!
Eat guns! I'll leave it to you! Okay, here I go!
Thank you for all your help. Please, I'm glad to know that.
I'll take it from here.
And Renwell's Mystic Rise.
Deus Roar! Watch and photon flash! Lightning shot in your dreams!
Yeah, this must just pad out the game. Yeah. Yeah, it's already wasting resources.
You picked the wrong fight!
Look sharp!
You're finished!
Flaming meteor!
Thanks,
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Let the marksman handle that. I never miss. Here goes. Dance in the wind. Sleep now.
At the very least, we're got some good weapons and armor and stuff to make these battles a lot easier than what they would have been earlier.
Frozen
Hammer!
Next time, do you think we...
All right.
we could add some more flames into the mix?
Huh? It's not that easy to adjust, you know.
Alright, are these... Yep, okay, good. Ooh, okay, so... That's not really guarding much of anything other than, yeah, we'll... Yeah. If I can avoid some fights, then I'm gonna avoid them. Don't think levels are gonna be that hard to come by, or should say, we're probably already at a good level anyways for what we're at. At the very least, our equipment should be able to make up for any kind of rare plate. I think that might be for Alpha. Yep. Oh, it's not. Then... that would be for Kisara. There we go.
Some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
Yeah, you are going to be a forced battle. Yep.
We're in for a long slog with this one.
You're mine! It's over! I'm not
Going in.
You're finished!
Aw, too
It's over! This time! Not today!
I'm ready.
Here I come!
Far enough.
You're
On guard! Dragon Swarm! Igneous Discharge! Lightning Orb! I'm all set up! Too fast! Stand back!
Oh yeah.
In here! Judgment Speed! This one's mine! Where are you going? Tiger Blade! This one's all mine! Hurricane Blade! Burn in hell! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa! Here, let me help! First aid! That's it! It's over! By the power of water! Alright! Can't get out of this! Time to die!
There we go.
Dragon Swarm! Get on in there with the others! Hurricane Explosive Ring! Chinese Supernova! One more! Here goes!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Right.
Lunar Cascade! Hurricane Flight! Feel! This one's mine! Explosive Ring! To me! Far enough! In here! Let's get you out of the way! Prepare to be sealed! Lunar Pulsar! Inferno Crossing! I can carve through armor! How about this? Take this! Flaming Meteor! Dominate Render! Look sharp! I'm Arrow Squall! Where are you going? On guard! One more! Show you what my heart can do! Rise and
There we go.
Here I come! Snap Dragon Swarm! Flaming Meteor! Explosive Ring! Dance in the wind! Hear me! On guard! Pierce evil! Hurricane Flight! This one's mine! You're mine! It's over! Tiger Blade! I'll take you all on!
Another Mystic Guard for Kizar.
Flare the Malisa! This one's mine! Denied! Anything in armor is all mine! Black Assault! It's over! Flaming Meteor! Lunar Corruption! Don't mind if I do! Back into the fray! Here goes!
This is bad, right?
Yes, Alpin. Very bad.
I don't feel so good.
Oh, and we need a Pankia. Oh. Apparently several people need it, but we need to recover some CP.
You made me angry. That was a bad idea. Try this. Explosive Ring. This one's mine. That's it. Permanent Render. I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Malisa. Ready and raring. Appreciate the help. What I can do. Flaming Meteor. Glacial Spear. In a vine. Pierce evil. Tunnel. Here I come. Raging Dancer. Dragon Swarm. Hurricane Flight.
Getting close to.
Dragon Swarm. Reload. The power of Here goes my heart. Now. Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade.
There we go.
Good to know my training is paying off.
All right. Yep, recover all. Use another orange gel. Trying to keep our pineapple gels in a high enough stock. All right. Oh. Pixie Crystal, and hello there. Okay. And you are... Yeah, I'm not gonna waste my time with that. another fight that we're gonna have to... Yeah, we're gonna be forced into this one.
Don't get careless.
Don't tell me! Come one, come all! It's over! It's on! It can hide itself? Amazing!
Going in. Not on my watch. Inferno cross.
Take this!
Falling storm.
Explosive ring!
Break those pieces.
You're mine! You're finished! It's time!
Falling storm.
In a bind?
Here
I come! It's over!
That'll bring you down. Holy land! Glacial fire! Here, let me have a blade. First aid! I'll take you all on.
Hopefully we can...
Flare the Malika! I'll fix
You're
you up.
mine! As your
Lightning meteor!
It's on!
Make it rain! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alphen!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you!
Not today!
Healing
Dragon
circle!
War!
Light up the door! Kisara! Go for it!
Get the both of them out of the way.
Now!
We can...
Denied! Raging
You're
storm!
finished! Take this!
And Windwell's down.
Thanks for the healing.
Watch yourself, okay?
Yeah, you too.
Take this! Save you! Hear my call! Now or never! It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Thunder field! I'll heal you all!
You're
Dance in
mine!
the wind!
Dragon Swarm!
Piercing roar! I'll be saving this one! Hold on to your arms! Alright, here I come! Where was I?
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't. You're mine! It's on!
Boost break.
Inferno crossing! This one's mine! Inferno crossing!
Dragon Swarm!
There you go!
Try this.
Don't let up!
Explosive ring!
And yeah.
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Try harder!
And Windwell needs up again.
Sorry. Leave the charge.
Stay away from my friend!
Healing circle. I owe you one for that.
I owe you, Shion.
Healing is what my arts do best.
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
Dragon Swarm!
Take this. Here goes. Here, let me have to use it sometime. First aid. Shining supernova. Dance in the wind.
Coming through!
Mystic Art.
Ha! Now!
Scarlet Inferno.
Scarlet Inferno!
I'll heal you all.
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Healing falling storm. Appreciate the help. Light and this one. Corruption. Rain down and purify.
Take this!
I was ready for that one.
Try this!
This one's mine.
Explosive ring!
Out of ammo. In here. Tank spike. Get up.
Hold on to your art.
Anything in armor is all mine.
Another boost break.
Azure Storm!
Flaming meteor. Inferno fire. I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Malika. Here goes. Hurricane strike.
I'm not done!
That'll bring you down. Let's keep up the pressure.
Now see what I can do!
Going in. Here. Dance in the wind. I'm going
Crud.
to use all the power of my healing
This isn't looking good!
Ready to go. Look sharp. Healing. Do
You're
it.
mine! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
Sword and shield!
A classic combination.
Oh boy. There we go. And we'll need to use a pineapple and a orange. All right. Oh. Oh boy. Didn't even need to use it. Oh well. At the very least, I can save the game right here.
What do you think this place was for?
Oh. Oh.
What the hell? Are they asleep?
I'm getting shades of Xenoblade 3 on
They
this.
appear to be well preserved. However, they are all dead.
Dead? So this is a mass grave?
Oh, okay. So, okay. No longer getting
Looks
those
that way.
feelings. Okay.
However, none of them appear to be Helganquil.
Yeah.
Bear in mind that Renans were originally Danans, who were remade and sent to live on Lenegus. Knowing that, they would have needed a place to perform the procedure somewhere.
And that place
has-
is here, I assume.
Has the game told you enough
So
that
what
the
you're
last
saying
dungeon?
is that all of these are Danon, or rather, Renan bodies?
I will
Most
say,
likely,
yeah.
yes. They must
I
have
will
been
say,
abandoned for one reason or another.
I'm doing my best to just to sort of like get through and not really worry too much about how much
There are so
the
many of
story
them.
and the gameplay is just sort of like
They
padding
were
things
all
out.
taken away, but never given the chance to wake.
All right.
What
Man.
is that thing?
Yeah, that is some.
Something we have to
Ugh,
fight if
wow.
we want to get across, it seems.
Yeah.
Be careful! It's huge!
That is some eldritch horror.
What is with all the huge lumbering beasts lately?
It's no ordinary zoo. That much is damn sure. Watch yourselves. All bets are off when it comes to this thing.
Down! Your art!
Take this!
And gonna need to.
This one is mine!
Not done! Dragon Swarm!
On guard!
Explosive ring!
Air thrust! Melee! By the power of
Shattering its head is its weak point?
We'll need to bring it down somehow to hit it.
In that case, let's start with the one in the middle.
first aid!
You're mine!
That's what I needed.
You're finished!
This one's mine!
Tunnel!
Try this!
Lightning condemned!
Explosive ring!
Laser ray!
Where are you going?
Welcome,
Smash you!
Hold on to your arm. Here I
Let me
come.
help.
First aid!
In a bind?
Need to pull myself together.
Here I come!
Illuminate the sun! Holy cover!
This one is mine!
Dragon
Ready to
Swarm!
go!
Try this!
This one is mine!
Denied! Rain down and purify
This
Humpty!
one's all mine!
Healing circle!
Not today!
Thunder
And
beam!
just like that, I'm back.
Got a boost break.
Start by holding the front line. No sooner said than done.
Magic is there!
Explosive ring!
Watch them! Falling storm! Annihilation! Radiant outstanding force!
Take this!
Steel force!
I'll smash you!
Raging campaign!
Prepare to be sealed!
In a bind?
How about
Here! In here!
This one's mine.
One more!
the shock?
Illuminate the dark!
Primed and ready.
And crud.
Don't leave me! Do you mind to handle?
Use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish this.
Here goes! Resurrection!
Oh.
Take this! One more! Dragon Swarm! Here I go! That'll bring you down! Tiger!
And Renwell's down.
Blade! Sorry! Hurricane Strike! Raging Cascade! On guard! It's over! Take this! Dance in the wind! An outstanding! Here! Ready to go! This is far enough! Looks ready and raring! Downfall! Here, let me help! Now you see what I can do! What would I do without you? Hurricane! Going in! Rain down and fury! Oh! Breeze Lancer! Explosive ring! This one's mine! In a bind? Sleep now! Healing circle! Ready! Here goes!
Alright.
One at a time! Annihilation! Lightning condemned! Thunder blade! Illuminate the dark! Magic is up! Holy lance! Radiant spear! You're mine! Plasma shock! Crescent moon! Cyan instant! Lunarongo! Annihilation! Wind astral
I could do without this pain.
It's go time! Going in! Illuminate the dark!
Now you see what I can do!
Holy lance!
Alright. Emergency.
I'm gonna need more than that.
Now we're not gonna bring you down. Tiger blade! I can handle it.
You picked the wrong fight.
Look sharp! Everyone, get back! Fury!
Alright.
Hurricane strike! Burning strike! Look glacial spear! Arrow! Explosive ring! Freeze laser!
Yeah, I see it.
Glacial fire! Lightning raging
I'm gonna need more than that.
There you go! Don't let up!
You're denied! Can't get out of this!
Hurricane strike! Going in!
Wait. Did it not? I must not have used the pineapple gel.
Here I come! Inferno crossing! Shattering to pieces!
And one rolls down again.
Water!
You'll pay for that!
Going in!
I can carve through water!
You're mine! Make it rain! Water! Here! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
I'll heal you all. Sometimes the best medicine
You're
is the
mine!
toughest to swallow.
You're finished!
What would I do without you? I owe you, Sion.
Healing is what my arts do best.
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
Here! Let me help!
Take this!
Not today!
There we go.
I'm not done!
That'll bring you down!
Can't get out of this!
Dance in the wind!
Here I
Air
come!
thrust!
Astral storm!
Astral energy! My head's spinning just watching you!
Thank you for all your help.
Please, don't mention it.
I'm glad to know someone's got my back.
Here's the evil! Far enough!
You're mine! It's over!
Tiger blade!
It's over!
Inferno crossing! Illuminate the dark! Holy land! Crescent moon!
You're mine!
Alright. We'll use lemon on Shion.
The enemy is going all out! On guard!
Here I come! It's over!
Air thrust! Falling strong! Tiger blade!
This one's all
Inferno
mine!
crossing! Lunar corruption!
Ignite!
Thunder field!
Ah.
By the ready!
And we're gonna need to get some. Healing the Shion. There we go.
Illuminate the dark! Not in your dreams!
Now you see what I can do!
Try harder! Now!
All the power of my healing
Inferno crossing!
Sorry.
Stay away from my friends! Take this!
I'll bring you back. That'll bring you down. Far enough.
Take this!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Try this!
Tiger blade.
Yeah, we're.
Inferno crossing.
Here comes the big one!
Still got some fight left in me.
All right.
Water. Here's my call.
can do this. I just have to get it together.
And wow, okay.
Can help you.
Shion's right. You have us.
You're right.
No further. Take
All right.
You're mine. You're finished.
So now you're getting serious?
You're mine.
All right, well, at least we're at the last.
You picked
Thanks
the
for
wrong
the healing.
fight.
Watch your back, okay? Yeah, you too.
This one's mine.
By the power of
Explosive ring.
Give them with the marksman
This is looking good.
Guess I had to use it sometime.
No, hold on here.
Oh boy, me.
We got him on the run.
Get cocky.
Right. Still anyone's fight.
All right. Let's get
Back to
some TP back. Yep, there we go.
Hey, mind if I do? By the power of water.
Save you! In a bind?
It's over.
That's it. It's about to strike. Falling storm.
Let's start, everyone.
Tiger blade. Ice tornado.
Take this.
Here goes. Blazing
Here I come.
Magic is down. Sleep now. More blast fire. Glacial spear. Here goes.
It's over.
Raging storm.
This one's over. Not today.
Looks up.
Okay, it's no longer boost breaking.
Holy land.
Take this.
This one's mine.
Ready and ready!
First aid.
In a bind?
Lightning
I'll
orb.
smash you!
Marksman handle this. That'll bring you down. Illuminate magic is a healing art. Holy land.
This
one's mine.
It's over.
Lightning.
Dragon Storm.
I'll heal you all.
Explosive ring.
Not in your dreams. This one's mine. Wind astral energy.
Getting so close to finishing this off.
Looks up. Lightning condense. Thunderblade. Glacial spear. Piercing tiger blade. Hurricane strike.
Oh, finally, boost break.
Shattering the pieces! Attack time!
Lightning condense.
Flaming meteor!
Chill.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
There we go.
The hell was that thing?
Probably something that was made here and somehow managed to survive, even after all this time. Not that there's any way of knowing now.
What's wrong?
Oh, I just suddenly found myself contemplating what might have happened to the sovereigns that were meant to emerge from the crown contests.
What do you mean?
You see, the winners of the past crown contests were all strong astral arts practitioners. Furthermore, that enemy we just fought appeared to be composed of several human bodies. It was certainly nothing one would find in nature.
You're saying those were the remains of the winners? That they forgot who they once were?
I'm merely saying it's a
Ooh.
possibility.
That's absolutely gruesome. How long had the Helganquil been at this?
It was Rena's great spirit that made them do all of this. Anything to get its astral energy.
We're not gonna jump down, right?
All right. There we go.
I certainly hope not.
Rena's biology.
So, looks like the Helganquil have been engineering Zeugles too. Why doesn't that surprise me at this point?
The creatures we've been encountering here have been a little different to what we're used to fighting, but I'm pretty sure they're Zeugles too.
Do you think they were engineered using creatures native to the area?
Indeed. However, based on the current circumstances, I would guess these Zeugles are all that's left of the planet's fauna now.
You mean there might have been native owl species here once upon a time too?
All right. Nope, nothing around here. Oh. Ooh, a pineapple gel. That's good. That is a good item to recover. All right. Moving on up. Inversion rooms.
We're back in that other room? Did the teleporter fail or something?
Something feels off about it.
No, it's...
Look! Everything's upside down!
The furnishings are at least. No, you're right. The whole room's flipped on its head.
So what was once down is now up, and vice versa. I suppose the teleporter reversed our orientation then.
Alright. Teleporter to entrance now active. Okay, good. Oh, I see. No, nothing here? Okay.
I guess this is the flip side of that pathway we were walking on just a little while ago.
This is crazy. Who knew such amazing technology existed?
Everything's topsy-turvy and that's all you can think about?
Bear in mind, the Core of Rena now sits above us. I pray that we won't encounter many stairs along the way.
And yeah, it's gonna force us to fight that thing. Alright, Astral Doubt.
Don't get careless.
Don't tell me! Now you see what I can do! In a vine... Hurricane! Let's go! I'll take the brunt of its hit! Here, let me help! Hurricane strike! Eat dirt!
Boost break.
Here I come! Dragon form! That'll bring you down! Here, let me help! Flaming meteor! You're finished! Flame of fury! Dragon form! Hurricane strike! Look sharp! Wind astral laser! Alright, it's showtime! Aw, too shy! Lightning here! Lightning adjustment! Look sharp! Dance in the wind! Here goes! It's over! Inferno crossing! Look sharp! Glacial spear! Here's the overwhelming! Save you! Knock it into next week! You're mine! It's over! This one's all mine! Where that came from? I don't hear you all! Explosive ring!
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
I owe you one. Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Ah, right. You picked the wrong fight!
And
Look sharp! Explosive ring! Got you! You're muffed! This one's mine! Reload! Raise the blade! There! And again! Shield! You're mine! My head's spinning just watching you.
Get up.
Now you see what I can do. No further. Going in. That'll bring you down.
Here's a healing arc. My natural energy. Outstanding form. Hold on to your arm.
And out.
Ignite. This one's mine. I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Molotov.
I'm going to use all the power of my healing arc to accomplish this.
Thank you. Might as well, yeah. Use orange shell.
I've taken too many hits.
Oh, violent. Here's a healing arc.
Appreciate the help.
Dance in the wind. Radiant
I'll
light.
smash you.
Sleep now.
Can't get out of this. Nothing gets by me. You're mine. It's over. Now, while it's reeling.
Take it down.
Look sharp. Explosive ring.
I'll heal you all.
You're finished. This one's all mine. Not today.
Infernal Orb. This one's mine. Now. Astral energy.
Say no more.
I can feel my power growing.
All right. Keep CP up. So if you need to leave, okay. Platinum chunk. Ooh. Oh, starting to see more and more thorns.
What are those? They look like Shion's thorns, and with flowers too.
Not real ones, though. They're just like that flower growing out of Rena.
We must be getting close to the Great Spirit now.
Hey, Rinwell, what was that thing you said about how a little bit of Dana's Great Spirit is inside all of us?
Right. That's why Dana's Great Spirit is so much more diluted. Weak, even. Whether it was a choice so it didn't overpower others, or just the way it is anyone's guess.
If that's true, then wouldn't it mean Dana's will could never form under natural conditions?
Yeah, sounds like that's probably the case.
So if Dana exists within all of us, then what if something occurred that brought everyone's hearts and minds together as one? That unity could potentially act as Dana's will.
You mean if everybody was, like, thinking the exact same thing at the exact same time? Come on, there's no way we could pull that off.
I know it's a long shot, but it might work.
Let's assume that's even possible for a second. Would it even be enough to fight back against Rena's Great Spirit?
If nothing else, it might be an option if we can't use the Rena Salma.
Yeah.
Things are different here than on the surface.
Finding the Rena Salma. All right, got another skit.
So here's a question. We came all this way to Rena on the assumption the Rena Salma's here, right?
Just don't say it, Law.
Yeah, but I'm just saying...
I said don't.
I can understand why you might be concerned, Law. But you need to remember that there are people it affects more directly than you.
Oh, sorry.
We've managed to make it this far believing. Losing faith now won't do us any good. We're better off focusing our anxiety elsewhere.
Such as?
The Great Spirit. If Hevrecht 35's to be believed, our enemy won't just be handing over the Renas Alma to us. At least, not without a fight.
Not only that, but that same enemy just gulped down more than an entire world's worth of astral energy.
Point taken. It may be strange to say, but when I'm fighting, or at least know what needs to be done, it helps me a lot. I don't doubt myself as much. So thanks, both of you.
Oh, and another skit.
The floor.
While we're going through these skits, I'm guessing Glenn would probably be the best to answer this. How close are we to actually finishing things up?
On the ceiling and the ceiling's on the floor. This whole thing's making my head spin. Why would they even do something like this?
The Helganquil can bend life forms to suit their will. Nothing they could do at this point would surprise me.
The ceiling is on the floor. That doesn't weird you out?
What good is a team made up of members who all share the same opinions on everything? And besides, when you get to be at my ripe old age, one begins to consider it quite uncouth to show one's true emotions at times.
Oh, come on, Grandpa. You can't be that old.
The sands of time wait for none of us, lad.
So you're around
we'll see.
halfway. Okay.
At this rate, I guess I'll have to live long enough to get as old as you
Okay.
first, huh?
You will. And when the time comes, I look forward to hearing you change your tune on the matter.
That does make things interesting. So, if we are pretty much at around the halfway mark, and that means that it'll probably take less than another stream in order to finish things up, because we took a lot of time. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna save right here. Yeah, with how much time we ended up having to sort of like dedicate with story and all the skits and all this setting up for all this. Yeah, I think this is a good place to stop for the night. One more stream at Adamant, depending on how long the other fights take. I'm honestly trying to avoid anything that I can avoid. One thing I'll probably do is, if I have a little bit of time in my free time, I'll go back into this and try to sort of like backtrack to try and resupply. That should help out a little bit, but yeah, I think yeah, we should. Yeah, I think next week I will do my best to sort of like finish things up for Tales of Arise. So yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I imagine I'm gonna need to resupply. Yeah, I very much imagine so. So yeah, that will go ahead and do it for tonight then. So yeah, next week we get to finish things up for Tales of Arise. Then we finished up Kingdom Hearts 3 yesterday, and get to finish up another one next week. So yeah, looking forward to that. Thank you everyone once again for joining me for this. So tomorrow, Kiwi, oh my goodness, thank you very much for checking on in. We are finishing up for the night. We're finishing up a little bit early, mainly because oh, you forgot to check in. So okay, so you've been lurking. Okay, at the very least you've been able to check out a little bit here. But yes, so tomorrow, if we are able to stream, we will be continuing with Persona 3 Reload, another game that we're actually getting very close to finishing up. We should be able to finish up a lot of our social stuff tomorrow with Persona 3 Reload, and also possibly be able to possibly sort of like get setting up to finishing up the last bit of Tartarus that we have left before we get ready for that final battle against Nyx. So yeah, looking forward to that. If we do stream tomorrow, that'll be at our normal stream time of 7 p.m. Central Time start time. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there for that. So with all of that said and done, let's see who's available tonight. Yes, actually, there is someone specific I really want to raid tonight. It's another one of my friends, but someone that actually has been sort of like going through a little bit of sort of like mental and emotional problems. Our good vampire demon VTuber friend Zajori doing some Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. I would like to be able to go show some love and support to her. So let's go ahead and start up the raid for that. I'll go ahead and prepare the raid message, and as soon as I can find our good friend Zash, we can go ahead and start things up. There we go. So if you guys would like to join us on this bounty mission, giving love and support to awesome streamers out there, I'd very much appreciate it if you can join us for that. So with all that said and done, hope you all had a wonderful day. Hope you all enjoyed the stream. Have fun, take care, and God bless to you all. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Time to send you out on your bounty mission. See you all next time. Bye, everybody.